Alright guys, so normally on this channel I cover movement binds and more advanced movement tech, like jump bug, long jumping, and mini jumping. And there's videos for all that, link in the description. But recently, I've gotten a lot of requests to cover something much more important to the core game, and that is bhopping. Now, most people watching this probably already know how to bhop, but in this video, I will teach you how to hit much more perfect bhops. So for starters, what is a perfect bhop? Well, you can tell you've hit a perfect bhop if you don't lose any speed. And one thing that makes hitting perfect bhops much harder is CS2's sub-tick system. I'll explain why in simple terms. On CSGO, every input that you did would be placed on a tick. So if you wanted to hit a perfect bhop, all you needed to do was place your jump input on the tick right before you landed. But on CS2, your jump input gets placed in between ticks, which means that it's mostly random and much more inconsistent. This is why you would need to de-sub-tick your jump bind on CS2. Basically what this will do is it will place your jump input on a tick instead of it being in the middle of it. Now you don't need every input de-sub-ticked, but you definitely want your scroll wheel bound to a de-sub-tick jump input, and I'll show you how. Now you don't even have to do anything in your configs for this, you can do this all within the CS2 console, but if you have a config, you should probably put this in your config. But anyways, all you have to do, open console, and then copy what's in the description, and you can put it in. It's also on your screen right now, so you can just type that if you want, but it's also in the description, so you can copy that if you want, but it's also on your screen, so you could write it in. And remember guys, in earlier versions it was beneficial to de-sub-tick all your inputs, but that's just not the case anymore. It's only good for hitting bhops with your scroll wheel. I'm going to give you guys a ton of tips for hitting more bhops, like hand positioning, scroll speed, and all of that, but that's right after this video that asks about this. By the way, this seems to be like the fix-all. You're probably scrolling too fast. Now, how is that possible? Basically, your mouse's scroll wheel can only capture so many scrolls before it stops capturing scrolls. On the right side of the screen, I have something that has visualized that for you, and I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to play with it. But basically, what this shows me is, are there gaps in my inputs? Am I scrolling too fast to the point where my scroll wheel isn't even capturing my scrolls? Well, in this part of the clip, I clearly am, because there's so many gaps in the green line, like you can see that. But if we go to this part of the clip, where I'm scrolling at a more regular speed, you'll notice that it's actually capturing most, if not all, of my scroll inputs, because I'm not scrolling so freaking fast. And by the way, this does change per mouse, so I would recommend opening up this website and then just scrolling until you see a perfect green line that just goes across without any gaps, and then just see what speed that is for you personally on your mouse. It's probably quite obvious to you at this point that you're actually going to have to practice to get good at hitting bhops. But one thing that people get mixed up is they actually practice in basically all of the wrong ways. For instance, if you're playing on a server most of the time, why would you practice hitting your bhops offline? It's not like you're going to learn nothing offline, but you're definitely going to learn more about how your inputs interact with a server on a server. There are a few different types of servers that you could practice this on. You could try adding movement to your gameplay on like a retake server, for example, or you could play a KZ server or a movement server. But what's important is that the server has default movement settings, so its air accelerate is normal. It doesn't have like enable bunny hopping or something like those on a pixel skin servers do. But yeah, what I recommend is going onto one of these servers and then just practicing until you hit like 5 or 6 bhops. And remember, what you're practicing here is not being able to hit bhops consistently, but just being able to hit bhops more than you don't hit bhops. The only thing that you control is your inputs, and there is an air of randomness to hitting a perfect bhop. So it's not like you can just learn how to hit bhops every time, but you can learn how to hit way more bhops than you probably do right now. It just takes practice. Now, I'm just going to teach you one more thing about bhopping before I let you guys go. While you're bhopping, if you manage to get more than 286 velocity, it will reset your velocity to 286 when you hit the perfect bhop. Like I said earlier, a perfect bhop is one where you don't lose speed, but the caveat to that is, you know, on your screen right now, because I lost speed, but I hit a perfect bhop. And since you're still here listening to me waffle about bhop, I'm sure you'd like to know that when CS2 came out, they literally removed this cap, and you could just fly. You could fly through the map. All right, guys, if you're unable to hit bhops, I hope this video helped you. If you're able to hit bhops, I hope you enjoyed your time that I've wasted. Okay. Goodbye. You can do things. There are things for you to do. You know what to do.
Fake red, I want my shoes. I don't care if my conscience is clear. If the view is this cut, it can make me pause.